Welcome to the Lemonhead Podcast, where each week we bring steps to help simplify your life. We cover topics in homeschooling, nutrition, stress relieving tips, and just about any other topic that would help all of us achieve the life we deserve. Oh yeah, one last thing, we're building our house out of a school bus. With that out of the way, thanks for tuning in. Let's get on with the podcast. Hey guys, thanks for downloading my very first podcast. Excuse me if I sound nervous. It's because I am super nervous. Doing a podcast has been a long life dream. I've been thinking of doing this podcasting thing probably since the very beginning of podcasts. I think I listened to my first podcast probably in about 2008, and maybe even a little bit before that. And I've always dreamt and wanted to do a podcast, but I never built up the nerve, the courage, the whatever to do it. So here I am, and here I go. So what is this podcast going to be about? You know, that's been one of the questions that I've asked myself for so many years that it's held me back. It didn't give me the opportunity to just go ahead and start doing it. I was never really sure of what I was going to sit here and talk about until not until now, because I'm still not sure what I'm going to talk about. So I guess I'm just going to start off by saying who I am and where I came from and what, we have a website and a business and who we are, because I think I've already used we a couple of times. But we'll start with me. Like I said, my name's Luis Gonzalez. And I'm 40. What do I hope to bring to this podcast? I'm not 100% sure. And, I know this might turn some people off, but it's the thing that has held me back so long that I'm not going to worry about trying to hash this out this very moment. If not, I'll continue to sit on the sidelines and just let the time pass and never put anything out. So this is what I have. My skills and the stuff that I have, I hope will shine through and give me the ability to bring something to this podcast that might interest you guys. So I have many skills. I've worked in a whole bunch of different fields. I am definitely heavily into do-it-yourself. Not only am I, but my family is. We also build and make most of the stuff we use. Not to say that we don't go out and buy stuff, but my wife makes a lot of stuff, either sews or makes a lot of stuff by hand for our kids and for ourselves. We're a homeschooling family. We've been on and off, and this year we're on again, and we're going to be homeschooling two of our daughters. We also, like I said, I repair just about everything. I've been working I fix all of our cars from, because I have a history in working in the automobile field. Anything in the house, from the TVs to the appliances to whatever the case might be, we fix it ourselves. We are converting a school bus into our home. We're thinking of hitting the road with our family on the road, hopefully next summer. That's a huge undertaking, and if you're coming to this podcast through the website, you already have seen some of that progress. I'm self-taught. Like I said earlier, I've taught myself to read and write, and I've taught myself to program. I've taught myself to anything in the IT field. I've taught myself. And what have I done in the IT field? I've been from a network engineer to lead product designer. I've been out to China to source manufacturers for some companies. So I've been all over the place. I've also worked in, like I said a little bit earlier, in the automobile field. I've worked in dealers, like from mainstream, like whatever, Chevy, Ford, Cadillac dealers, painting cars to doing body work on cars. I also, for the past couple of years, was heavy into, all I did was restoring classic cars. And I've restored, these are complete teardowns, complete to the last bolt tear down and build up right from the bottom up. And doing it completely by myself, having solo cars to work on for customers and doing the whole entire project on my own. I've also built specialty cars, like, those little, like, Hondas with, with the doors that go up and down, and, changing front ends from one car to another and making stuff fit where it shouldn't fit. I did that, like, for, like, the movie Fast and the Furious type cars, So I've been all over the place. I've done a lot of stuff in a lot of fields, and thankfully, because all of these skills that I've built over my lifetime have given me the ability to do things for our family, for my family, that under normal circumstances I don't think I would have been able to do. Like, this big undertaking we're doing right now, which is making a school bus into a home. Now, what's that whole thing about, like the school bus in the home thing? My wife and I have been on this mission to try to move out of South Florida. We've been thinking about doing it, just about since we've been married. And we've run the numbers numerous times, and the places we want to move to are just so expensive, and that the whole job situations have always been slim. The apartments, or not the apartments, but the living situations have always been very expensive. And to be quite honest, we just really never been 100% sure that if we picked up and went to these locations, like, what would happen if we didn't like that place and we needed to move to the next spot. Like, these moves are so expensive. Whichever way you look at it, they're multiple thousands of dollars. And I think that we're like any other family that, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for a move is a big hit. So, my wife kind of mentioned the idea about, creating our home, from a bus, and we jumped on it. I thought it was an awesome idea. The ability to go move somewhere, and they've kind of do like a scouting mission. And if we don't like that location, we could kind of just pack up in our house and move to the next spot. So that's that whole big thing. That's just a huge undertaking. It's I'm moving along fairly quickly, and I'm excited about that. Just the prospect of doing that on my own. So another big thing that we're doing is the whole homeschooling stuff. It's a huge undertaking. We attempted it before, and it didn't go that well. I think we were trying to be too much like a school and not doing what we thought was right. So this time we're definitely taking a completely different approach. I'm going to be much more involved to give a helping hand to my wife. Last time I was completely detached and no way at all involved in the whole homeschooling. I didn't help her in any way at all. She did it completely on her own, and she was just trying to figure it out by herself. And she did the best that she could, but it was definitely a difficult thing. I saw her getting very frustrated and struggled for a while, and I think that we both have been working and trying to come up with a better solution this time around. Hopefully, I've as far as from my side, I've definitely started to schedule out a much more things that I'll be able to do with them, activities, and be able to hopefully teach them things that I was taught when I was young, by my father, and those are the things that enabled me to become the person that I am today. So I'm super excited about that. And I think that through that process of us figuring things out, that, we might be able to bring you guys something that might help you if you're on the same journey as we are. Another thing that we're doing is we're in the process, and we've been in the process of starting multiple online businesses, trying to be, location independent, so we can hit the road in our home, the RV that we're converting into a house. that, in theory, we want to be able to be anywhere in the United States and be able to work from the computer. It's already partly true. I do a lot of my work, my IT stuff that I do, my contracting work, I do from my computer. So many of the clients and the stuff that I do, I don't need to be there on location. But still, main part of our income is still here locally in Florida. A lot of the work that I do in, repairing vehicles and odds and ends, a major portion of our income comes from here. So we're working really hard on trying to find other streams of income, from our website to selling stuff through Amazon and starting different niche websites. I'll explain what that is later on in another episode. But, like I said, we have a lot of stuff going on, and I think that we have a lot of stuff that we can bring to the table. And as we learn and go through this process, hopefully, I'll be able to pass something on to you guys. And on the other way around, if you guys have something, you guys can help me out, through this journey, and we can maybe go on this journey together. So I'm pretty excited about all of these things and being able to share these moments with you guys. So I know it's pretty rough for my very first podcast, but this is what I have, and I definitely feel that over time I'll be able to improve. And if you guys, come along with me and give me the pointers that I need and the spots and the things that I should change or do different, I would really appreciate it. So that's basically all I have for my first podcast. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll be bringing you another one very soon. Thanks, guys.